They told me I'd never be good at poetry because I'm dyslexic, but so far I've made 3 jugs and a vase and they're really lovely. Welcome to Shave&Butcher for a pre-Christmas shave, and today it's with Mitchell's wool fat, one and only, and a brush I forgot I had. It's a Chinese badger Mazetto shaving, 28mm, very dense. And as far as I remember, it's actually very good. So Mitchell's is in the ceramic bowl, which is traditional. It's a soap that's been around since 1893. It's made in Bradford in Yorkshire. I used to live almost in Bradford, and it's famous for most people, not so much for shaving soap, but for the food. So Indian, Pakistani food, possibly the best in Britain, well, outside London, Birmingham, and a lot of other places perhaps. But anyway, it's all I did in Bradford was eat, and yeah, that's pretty much what we did. We played paintball as well. I used to live in Leeds, which is joint to Bradford, really. It's like one town. Now, if you lather Mitchell's, it's a bit of a laborious project because all you get in the beginning is this foam, and you really need to load quite a bit of this foam into the brush, or else you're not gonna get much lather. So when Mitchell's changed the recipe, which they did not long ago, was it a year ago or something? They took away, what did they do? They took away the lanolin or the tallow or something, and I thought, no good, so I got a soap, a puck, just to make sure. And you know, this is a hard soap, and you don't really use all that much. I mean, you load the brush for a long time, but it's all foam. So, sorry. So you get a lot of shaves out of a pack of Mitchell's. Probably last me a year, if that's all I used. So you gotta, well, you don't have to, but I work the foam around the face, beat it up a bit, beat the air out of it, so that after a while, a long while, you get a soap which is similar to a normal soap. So you want to get to this, you know, consistency which is sort of more like a toothpaste. It's not quite toothpaste, but kind of. So I do that first before I start adding water and have fun with it. Beat it into submission. You can use any technique you want to lather, but this is what I do. So it's there, and then I start adding a bit of water. I have the tap running. I just dip the tips of the brush. Ooh, that's quite a bit of water. Not too much at a time, but I added quite a bit of water. And then you gotta work it. They flies all around. Actually, I'm gonna put a towel on the floor, not to mess it up too much. You can quite easily kill it if you bring too much water into it. I brought more in than I wanted. You see, I'm really beating it up. And we're back. Get the bubbles out. So it's richer now, and it kind of looks peaky already, so you could be tempted to go with that, but you shouldn't. You should do the same thing one more time. So I'm adding a bit of water, not too much. You can always add more later on. I did the same thing. So you start building up a bit of volume. It's no matter how you do it, if you get away from the foamy part of it, or the foamy consistency, you're gonna get a lather which is quite big. It's not as dense as some of the modern artisan soaps. So more peaks. That looks pretty good, right? Looks like a good soap. So you could be tempted to go with that, but you shouldn't. You should add more water. One more serving. And work it again. So this takes a bit of time. So I never use Mitchell's wool fat when I'm in anything like a hurry. Now if you want a drier lather, you could have gone with what I had, but I want to add quite a bit of moisture to the soap. So starting to look pretty interesting. Looks very good actually. So you could be tempted to go with that, but you could also add more water. This is where you wish you fast forwarded. So I'm adding a, what is it, a fourth serving, third or fourth. I don't count and I don't measure the water. You could, but if you've done it a few times, you know what the end goal is, and you start to see what when it comes to that stage. So this is what I want. This is good. We're going with that. So now I have way more soap than I need. But why the heck not? I'm shaving today with a Weck razor. This is the Weck Sextoblade. And in it is a Kismet blade. Which I've used, gonna guess, about 5 times, something like that. It's not a perfect lather. It's a little bit airy. You can see how voluminous it is. But it's dense enough. It's good enough. You can work with it for another 5 minutes. You can actually add a little bit more water. It's like you beat the water out of it. But you don't, you just create more lather. more volume. Yeah, very nice. So I've been traveling a bit, working and living my life, so it's been a while. And today it's the 23rd of December. So busy day. Lots of food preparation. Because Christmas Eve, the 24th, is our big day. This is our celebration in Sweden. So today is a lot about food preparation. My wife does most of that, but I do two things at least. I prepare the ham, so we've got a 6-kilogram ham, which is huge. I'm gonna have ham for a while, but ham is the most important thing on the dinner table at Christmas in Sweden, if you eat ham. So I do that, and that I do it in the oven, so cooks in the oven for, well, typically about an hour per kilogram, so it's a 6-hour job. And then you take it out, you put on sort of a batter, well, not quite. You mix mustard and a raw egg, and you paint that, you coat the chicken with that, and then you put on bread crumbles, and you put it back in the oven at a higher temperature. For about 15 minutes, and then you're good to go. So we do that, and then the other thing I do is something called Jonsson's temptation, where you mix potatoes, potatoes and onion and anchovies. So you make layers of the stuff, and when you're done, you put on a shitload of cream and butter. So I slice butter with a cheese slicer, which you saw the other month. Not a good shaver, but anyway, so lots of cream, lots of butter, and then you put these bread crumbles over that as well. Put it in the oven, and voila. So those are the things I do. Plus I have Father Christmas duties. At my brother-in-law's, so he was made last year by his grandson, who's 2, I think, as Father Christmas. So I'm gonna have to do it this year. Cut myself. Not good. Don't talk when you do the upper lip. Wow, that's rare. No blood yet. I can see the cut. There will be blood. Silly. Yeah, so his brother-in-law is he goes all in at Christmas. So I have to start today. Father Christmas, Santa Claus pays a visit the day before, the night before the big day. And then I have to go back tomorrow and distribute the present. What a silly cat. How dumb is that? And then we're visiting Grandma. And the kids are here. And yeah, it's going to be a busy day. At least I look good. Apart from that stupid thing. Oh la la, stupid. And Alan's not gonna help at all. Just rinsing, you can talk amongst yourselves. Stupid. You know what, I'm gonna use the alum anyway. Because I can feel a bit of roughness on the neck. That Weck thing is sharp. I often call it my best razor, and it is if you pay attention. I'll put some on here just in case. It's not going to do any damage. Yeah, but a good close shave. So I'll look good, I'll smell good. I'll put some nice smelly things on. Actually, maybe I shouldn't, you know. I don't want to use a scent that the kid recognizes. Well, okay, depends on how seriously you take your duties. Lucido from the Mandem Corporation. That's aftershave. It's a good one. It's Japanese. And it's lovely. One of Frank Strömberg's favorites. Oh, that is a close shave. That's ridiculously close. Good to go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. I honed another razor. It was such a project, so I will be using that at some point quite soon. Stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp.